It's round 8 in Las Vegas, and champions are an 8-ball from the corner pocket away from a gold buckle. Here at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo presented by Teton Ridge, the Thomas & Mack stands like an oasis of talent in the desert of fortune. It's Canada night, and our friends from the north are bringing the frost, staying cool, calm, and collected, showing they've got the power play. We are right in the thick of this battle for gold, and the party is just getting started right here on Rodeo Live. Well, you better hang on. There's gold buckles at stake for round 8 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo presented by Teton Ridge. This is Rodeo Live presented by Tractor Supply. So excited to be here for you. This rodeo has gotten pretty much as great as you possibly could get any year here out at the NFR. I'm Janie Johnson. I'm your host for tonight, but we have an awesome group of people. I'm going to get back to the one here on the end because I got an intro here. But we have 5-time world champion steer wrestler Luke Branquino, amazing breakaway roper, 2-time national finals breakaway roper Jordan Joe Hollabaugh. Happy belated birthday, by the way. And 3-time world champion bareback rider Tim O'Connell joining us. And last but not least, our favorite Canadian, our Cowboy Channel talent, past Miss Rodeo Canada, and she might as well be the queen of our hearts, Katy Lucas.
Oh, well, thank you so much for the beautiful introduction, and thank you to everyone for letting me be a part of this show today. I feel very special tonight. Canada night.
Yes, exactly. It is special, and we thought we want to really talk about all of our friends from up north, and there was nobody better than to bring you in for that. And I think these Canadians, they really get fired up for tonight. It's a big deal. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there are a lot this year, a lot to cheer for. When we include Shelby Boatley in the breakaway, we've got 11 in the field this year, so really exciting for Canada. They're also spread out across a lot of events. Personally, I might be cheering for somebody in particular. I don't know who, you know, maybe my baby brother, but there's a lot to cheer for Canadians.
Yes, I gotta give a comment about the jacket right there, because you mentioned your baby brother, Kyle Lucas. That's kind of a cool jacket to bust out for Canada night.
Thank you. I think it works. It's a subtle touch on who I'm cheering for.
Well, and you have a lot of family here. Of course, we want to give a shout out to a very special member of your family, that beautiful boy. He's a member of the A-team. That is none other than Hadley Berg right there. And how cool is it to have your whole family out here cheering on Kyle and repping Canada in a big way?
Oh, it's been so much fun to have everyone here. We don't get to see them very much, so Nana and Grandpa are very excited that they get to hang out with Hadley. They could care less about hanging out with me, but they love getting to see the baby.
Well, I'm sure they like watching you on TV. We have an awesome group of Canadian superstars, and one of those that is leading the way, I think he's the #1 in the conversation right now going into round 8, 4-time world champion Zeke Thurston.
Yeah, it's so exciting to watch just how Zeke can just pick away, bide his time. He really wasn't grabbing any headlines at the start of the week. We kind of just pushed him by the wayside for a while, and Zeke just did what Zeke does. He doesn't make a mistake. He places every single round, and now he's in contention for yet another world title.
Yeah, he's always been impressive here in the Thomas & Mack, and of course, but you're right, this year he's just kind of picking away at him, but all of a sudden his name is in that conversation for that buckle.
Yeah, he does not stub a toe. Zeke, he's the guy to watch. He's going to be coming up later on in Rodeo Live. Katie, you know these boys right here, Dawson and Dylan Graham. This was a special round win that they got last night, 3-5.
This was such a cool moment last night. I got to talk with the boys, too, about where they came from. They were just a pair of little Canadian kids roping in their grandpa's indoor arena all winter long. They said it didn't even have a heater, but those frozen nights were worth it to get to moments like that.
Yeah, and it was our story coming into the National Finals Rodeo. Julie Plord, she was 16th in the world standings. She got the call to replace injured Anita Ellis, and she has been having an awesome NFR, also just picking away at it, number 2 in the aggregate.
Yeah, she's a Texas cowgirl now, but she hails from Quebec originally, the other side of Canada. I've actually never met Julie before, but proud to cheer for her.
Yeah, here's a look at all of those Canadians we can cheer for. Scott Genther, he joined us on the show earlier, a big-time Canadian champion. How incredible is he as you go down the list? And the Bronc riding is where my mind always goes when I think of Bronc riding in Canada.
Yeah, the Canadian Bronc riders have really surged to really test anybody in America and the Australians that show up here. With Zeke leading the charge, you got the Hay brothers, Q Taylor. I mean, the Canadians in the Bronc riding are making a statement in pro rodeo.
Yeah, definitely, but I'm loving that we have a lot of ropers and a lot of timed event guys coming up from Canada.
We do, you know, and when I think timed event, obviously I'm partial, I think breakaway, but Shelby Bosley
Sure.
Midget won the breakaway this year at Calgary, first time they ever had it in Canada, so it's been super special for us as breakaway ropers, and just to see all the Canadians that are timed event people, it's pretty neat.
That was a cool moment, too. I'm glad you brought that up. I was standing behind her dad, Garth, the whole time, and he was stressed. When she made that final 3 round, he was just sitting there shaking, and to see her walk away with that title with her family just right there, just down the road from where she grew up, it was special.
Well, there's no doubt the Canadian rodeo, it's kind of a big family. Everybody knows each other very well, very close-knit, but we want to give you an update on kind of another family that we love here in pro rodeo. Stetson Wright last night in the bull riding. He actually went second in the saddle bronc riding, got a re-ride out of the bulls, and this bull buck nasty. He was nasty before he even came out of the chute, Tim, and we want to give an update on Stetson, but that was not fun to watch for anyone.
No, and if you watch that at the beginning, it took him a long time to get out on this re-ride. He was a little ginger getting in the chute to begin with, and then that bull kept bucking in there. You can obviously see he got stepped on. I think it probably rattled him in there a little bit on his right hip, and then got stepped on top of it. You know, you hate to see that, not just out of Stetson Wright, but anyone. That was a shot he took last night.
Well, we have a quote from Stetson. We actually got to talk to him. I saw him up at the top of the ramp after the rodeo. He said he was doing fine. This is the quote: "No injury, I'm good." Okay, everybody, I think you can remember that. We know the Stetson Wright, he's feeling good, and that's pretty much exactly what he said to me at the top of the tunnel. But, you know, injuries are hard here, and this is what's happening so far as we look across the board. Stetson Wright, he's going to be competing. Jacob Roper, he is out of competition for tonight. J.R. Stratford, he has to sit out another round. But one that we haven't really gotten to talk about is pickup man Matt Twitchell.
Yeah, freak accident where they were picking up a bareback and his horse went down and it ends up fracturing his ankle. And with that, we do have alternate pickup men out there. Sean Tutal Calhoun, he was the alternate. Normally his job is to chase the cattle out of the arena while the pickup men pick up the saddles and the broncs. But, you know, he steps in as the main pickup man now, and Superman looks healthy walking down this aisle.
Yeah, I called him this morning, and he actually answered, so I was very happy. But I said, "How you doing?" He said, "Man, I'm fine. I'm good." I said, "Why'd you lay in the arena so long?" He said, "Well, my hip was a little sore. I wanted to make sure the bull was out of there before." And he said the bull rider came up to him and said, "Yeah, you're good." So he hopped up, and he's ready to roll. When Stetson Wright's walking, he can still beat you. I don't care how sore he is.
Yeah, isn't that the truth, especially with that mental game? And here is the update on that all-around race. It's no secret that Wasey Shala, he has been absolutely incredible. He's having an awesome NFR, especially in the bareback riding. Stetson still leading the way. Stetson's even had a dominating NFR, even with that issue in the saddle bronc riding that happened. But this game is still very much in play.
Very much in play, and it's going to come down to Wasey. If he cannot pick his bull riding up and have the finals we expect him to have, I mean, he is a fantastic bull rider. You don't come in #1 in the world and hang with Stetson Wright and also beat Stetson Wright in the regular season without being a fantastic elite bull rider. We've yet to see him have a finals that we expect out of him, but his bareback riding, I think, has surprised everybody, but he's got his hands full tonight.
But I gotta ask, we had this conversation before the rodeo started. Bareback riding is so physical. It's a car wreck every time, even when you do good. So is that playing into maybe his bull riding?
At first, at the beginning of the week, I would say there's no doubt it's going to have to play. I'm seeing half the field down there there's more and more ice coming into that locker room every other night. You're obviously seeing one of the competitors taken out with a groin injury, but I never took into consideration how free his style is. He is not grabbing these horses the way the new style of bareback riding is. He's flying with these horses. He's loose with these horses. He's not taking the strain, and he's using the horse's momentum against them. When you do that, you don't get that sore because you're just in rhythm with the horse from the get-go.
Katy, I know you're right there in the thick of it in the Justin Sports Medicine room. You're also back by the locker rooms. You know, what are you seeing from not just the bareback riders, but all of the contestants as we get into round 8?
Well, I think with Wasey in particular, we're seeing a completely different contestant this year. I remember last year, Janie, after he bucked off bull after bull after bull, he was hanging his head on the way by and, you know, wouldn't even say hello. And that is not like Wasey Shala. This year, after night 1, you know, he rides both of his animals and he's skipping away and wanting to say hi, shaking your hand, giving you a hug on the way by. And I think attitude is everything right now. As you said, Tim, they're beat up, they're sore, they're using all kinds of ice right now. But if they can keep a good attitude to push through these final few go-rounds, that's what's going to propel them into the 10th round.
Well, as we talk about bull riding, we wanted to get into our Tractor Supply winning moment, which was none other than TJ Gray on the awesome bull, Blue Duck. And TJ, he rode 2 really ranked bulls at the very beginning of the week, got bucked off a couple, came back in a big way, and this was a big-time ride, 90.5 points.
Yeah, big-time ride, gets him $62, almost $63,000 richer. And man, TJ Gray, he just wouldn't take no for an answer. For a guy that came in here #1 in the world last year and then does not win a world title and then comes back this year, he rides with his hand backwards. That was a big-time moment for TJ Gray.
And one of the things I was most impressed with the bull riding was this was the first round that we saw ground money. Every night before then, we'd covered all the bulls, we'd paid out all the holes, and so that just goes to testament what their bull riding, how good they are, and how good these bulls are.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? We've been saying that from the beginning. I think we got so many rookies. We're like, oh, are we going to ride that many bulls? We have ridden so many bulls. It's been amazing, but we want to break down this ride. AIQ, powered by TWG, AI, and Palantir, where data meets the dirt. Break down this data for us, Tim.
Well, when you're watching this bull, you can see there's high kicks right off the get-go. That he's making direction changes, but he never stops with the kick. But this is what TJ Gray did that was perfect. His vision always in the middle of that bull's back. He is consistently dropping his elbow, driving to the front end of that bull. When you do that, you can take all the power away from this bull. All these hard kicks that are coming, he is beating the kick to the front. When the bull kicks, it drives his hips back to his rope. He just consistently drops that elbow, makes that same move over and over, and never loses sight of his bull. And that was, I mean, the 90.5, you could have given him a few more. Blue Duck brought it last night.
Yeah, he definitely did. TJ, he was all smiles. He says he's been happy with the draws he's had this entire week. Just got such a positive and good attitude at this year's Wrangler NFR. But the World Championship, it's still very much in play, but Stetson right. He's projected #1. He is #1. He's got Kai Hamilton right behind him, projected #2. Weishi Shala has dropped down to be projected #3. TJ, he's having a great showing, but outside of this World Standings race, one of the big races that we've been covering is the PRC Bull Riding Rookie race. And Hudson Bolton was the talk of the week. Well, Bryce Jensen, with that ground money, things changed very quickly.
Yeah, it was so exciting to watch last night, Janie. You and I both realized it kind of at the same moment there, how big of a moment that was for Bryce. And honestly, I thought it was going to come down to Hudson Bolton, Quinn Anderson throughout these 10 days here. But these other rookies have really shown that they came to play. They deserve to be here just like anybody else. Bryce Jensen, quiet guy. We've seen him behind the scenes there. He's not going to say much, but that makes him the calm, cool, collected bull rider that we've come to know. And he's moved up now to #6 in the world, surpassed all of the other rookies.
Yeah, Katy, I think I'll really remember his round interview from earlier in the week, and he just goes, you know, I rode the bull. I like to ride the victory lap horse. I'm like,
yes.
Okay, well, you just keep going doing that. And these are your matchups that we're going to look at tonight. And what really pops out at you, Tim?
Stetson Wright, Jim Dandy, and you got Richard Slam there, the 3rd place bull of the year. When you get down the list, the one that I want to get on the board, Raleigh Johnson, I really would love to see all 15 get a qualified ride, but he's got his hands full. That bull's never been ridden either.
Yeah, no, Kai Hamilton, he's working his way in there right now. He bucked off last night. That usually doesn't happen back to back. The bull riding has been so much fun. Katy Lucas, thank you for being such a star you are, and happy Canada night here at the NFR.
Hey, thanks for having me. Go Canada.
Yeah, go Canada. Katy Lucas, always a star. We'll see her down there sideline reporting during the main show. We have a lot coming up for you, including this guy who is chasing his 5th World Championship. Zeke Thurston has set the Thomas & Mack on fire yet again. He joins us at the desk.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Tractor Supply. For life, out here.
Riders are mad at him.
You make one illustration.
Welcome back to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. The fans are out here in the Pro Rodeo Fan Zone having a great time, working their way inside the Thomas & Mack for round number 8. But you can't get into it until you hear all the rodeo action happening here on Rodeo Live. And that brings me to our saddle bronc riding champion, 4-time world champion, Zeke Thurston. And Zeke, you have just been doing what you always do this week, just picking at them. How are you feeling?
I feel really good. Yeah, ready for a few more and try to finish this thing off.
I gotta acknowledge, you showed up onto our show wearing a blazer. Like, you were really taking it seriously out here.
Courtesy of Cinch.
I thought he wanted to switch jobs with me. I thought he wanted me to go get on the Bronc for him tonight, but you want to switch?
I'll tack her up for you, Luke.
Yeah, oh. I don't know if the stirrups go long enough.
Yeah, I bet they could.
Yeah, no take-backs on that, Luke. But really, though, Zeke, it's been an absolutely awesome week, and that is why you are a century mark, lasting legacy. You've had such a career. It's kind of wild for me to think about you being the veteran of the group now. Does that kind of settle in for you? It seems like you were just some young kid from Canada who just could really ride a bronc, and now you're chasing your 5th world title.
Yeah, it happens fast. Like you said, it seems like not too long ago I was the rookie or the new kid on the block, and here I am, 11 trips in, 4 world titles, and trying to win a 5th. It's been a crazy ride.
Yeah, and we got to talk about just your career, the Calgary Championships, the World Championships. One of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. You're going to etch your name in Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, and you're not even done yet. 11 years to the national finals, and you have, in my opinion, so many more.
Yeah, I got a few good years left in me, and I'm darn sure going to use them up.
Well, and you're number 11, too. That was kind of...
Lucky 11s this year. I think that's pretty good.
That was kind of fate.
Talk about the Zeke Thurston who came here and showed up at the finals to the Zeke Thurston that you are now.
Like the Zeke Thurston at the first finals?
Yeah.
The first finals was, it was a lot. It was overwhelming for me. It all happened really fast. I was wanting to prove that I belonged and I could come hang with these guys, you know, and I honestly feel like it was just all too much. The second year I come back, I had a really good idea of what to expect, what was going to happen, and just come out here and did my job, and the rest is history. We've been doing that for quite a few years now.
Well, and a lot has changed too. Take a look at this right here. Those are just 2 of your 3 kids.
Soon
and
to be 4.
Number 4 on the way. What a beautiful family, and how fun is that? How much has your family helped push you in your career?
Oh, they're everything. Especially now, like the the kids, that's really where I find my motivation is just, you know, packing them around and letting them get to see my career and just showing them with hard work and a good attitude and a little perseverance, you can go a long ways in life. So we enjoy it. We do everything as a family. We take it all in, and yeah, it's I don't think there's a better way to grow up.
Yeah, he's really not kidding. I've actually seen you go up and down the road in a camper with all the kids in the camper. It's pretty fun to see you share them with the world and honestly with your entire career. But we got to talk about the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo and the performance that you have had. Tim, last night, and honestly every night, you have shown up and done your job, and we got to break it down with AIQ.
Yeah, and what impressed me last night the most, and it doesn't impress me because you do this so much, but the way you waited till you got to the peak of the rear out last night before you got it, you felt it, you knew exactly when she was gonna hit her peak. I mean, her front feet are at the top rail of the buck and shoot. It's the perfect timing, it's feeling everything, and you just never make mistakes like that. The mark out, so strong, and as you go through, she's having great kicks coming through yours, and with that mark out, you pick your timing up, your vision never leaves these horses. You always handle your rein flashy out in front of you. But what impresses me the most about this ride is she's having good timing right out of the box. She's shorter to the front, but as we get through here, as we watch her jumps start going off from the 4-second mark to the 8-second mark, look at how much she's starting to travel, and you're able to always adjust your speed and your spurring motion. You always adjust the timing, and when you finally you don't really give up on the ride, but you stop the action of the spurring is when you come down off here. I mean, the degree of difficulty that was given with this horse and the degree of difficulty that you don't let the judges see because you handle everything so great. I mean, that's what makes you a four-timer. I'm with Luke. I think we're watching the greatest saddle bronc rider of all time ride his career out in front of us right now.
Yeah, Zeke, as you take a look at that, you heard Tim's commentary. Is that pretty accurate? Is that how it felt?
Very accurate, yeah. That's been a super good horse for a long time. Me and that horse kind of actually started together. Our careers have pretty much been lined up with each other. It's probably the 7th or 8th time I've been on her. It's very tricky, hard to ride, really fast, and the start's everything on that one. So I told them guys, I took the neck rope off her, I told the gate guys, I said, give this one a PBR gate, get it out of the way, because we're going straight up when I nod, and that's what she did, and then just try to get ahead of her and stay with her the whole time.
Yeah, we want to look at the matchups we're going to see tonight. And the thing about you too, Zeke, is obviously you're an incredible bronc rider, but you really know all of these horses. Do you feel like sometimes that can play into your advantage that you've had this long career and have seen what they're all going to do?
Yeah, absolutely. There's little things you can do to kind of help them horses and make them better or make them more comfortable and just, you know, like you said, we know all these horses. We get on them all the time. These are the animals that we make our bread and butter on. So lots of them, you know, or most of them at this rodeo we've been on at some point, and they're no different than people. They like, you know, they kind of got their routines and things that they like, and most guys know that, and so you just you try to do what you can to help them perform at their best so you can go out there and do your job.
Well, tonight you've got Raging Lunatic. I know what you're going to say. You're going to take it horse by horse as we get to the 10th round, and you hear all the conversation about world title number 5 and being the greatest of all time and all the different things like that. What goes through your mind? Is this a goal that you've always had set? What's the end goal for your career?
I've never really put a number on anything. I've just always wanted to be remembered as one of the best to ever play the game, and as far as tonight, I got a really good horse, Raging Lunatic. I've been 90 on her a couple different times. Should go out there, find a spot, hit, bob her head, and just show off. Let me do my job, and I think it should be pretty good.
Things can get pretty scary when Zeke Thurston does what he always does here at the Thomas & Mack. Best of luck to you, Zeke. We're all cheering for you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Zeke Thurston chasing world title number 5 here at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. We're having a lot of fun at Rodeo Live. Our celebrity guest, you'll know him, you love him, Yellowstone's Mo Brings Plenty will join us here at the desk.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Century Products, official stock tank of PRCA and WNFR.
You're watching Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. We're having so much fun out here as we get closer to kicking off round 8. And tonight we want to bring you into the fold with folds of honor and our incredible guest that we have coming up tonight on the show. You all know him, you love him. Mo brings plenty. We've had you on our show so many times because you were just one of our absolute favorites. How much fun do you have out here in Vegas every year for this?
I have a blast. It's a great time to be here, especially get to see all of you, so it's awesome.
And you are one of the most humble men I have ever met. You came on In the Loop podcast last week and we talked, and the first comment on there was, I said, hey, I want you to teach me how to braid your hair, braid my hair like yours. And you're like, it's extensions, it comes with the hat. Which I said, yeah, me too. But yeah, so we talked about that, but tell me why you braid your hair the way you do.
You know, I braid my hair because when we put it in 2 braids, it represents our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters, it's the women. And so we do that in honor of them. And to braid it, 1 strand represents God, 2nd strand represents the earth, which is also our physical body, and the 3rd strand represents our spirit or our soul. So all 3 are brought together as one, as a reminder of how to conduct ourselves to this day.
Wow, I love that. And you've been all over the country this year. You've gone to lots of different rodeos advocating for this way of life. And why was that something that was so important to you these last couple of years?
You know, when people talk about rodeo, they think that these are some of the best athletes. I mean, truly. And I mean, they take their bumps and their bruises, but they continue to carry on and push on. And unlike any other sport, you know, they can't take time off. And this is what they love. And so when you try to prevent someone from doing something what they love, then, you know, I admire it. And then the 4-legged athletes too are so impressive. So impressive.
You know what I love, Mo, is since Yellowstone, you have been a promoter always of the Western lifestyle, but you have got to reach so many people that didn't know much about the Western lifestyle, not only from the show, but just in your talks, going all over the country, all over the world, and educating people about our way of life and how humble and everything that it brings to the world that we live in. And that's what I really appreciate. Tell us about some of those, you know, talks you do with people that don't know anything about our lifestyle and how they accept it.
You know, one of the biggest things that I always try to talk about is a fling strap. You know, what it does and how it's utilized, you know, because there's a big, huge misconception of that. And I talk about the stock contractors and how they care for those animals like better than some people care for their own kids. And how their horses and the bulls and cattle are all taken care of. And, you know, my wife and I, we ranch and stuff too. So we have a small ranch and we love our critters, you know, and they mean everything to us. And the whole, you know, we all know this. They eat before we do. Right. First thing in the morning. If it takes all day to take care of them, so be it.
You know, with Facebook and somebody always leaking the fine sheets out here, the birds of prey feather fines are getting talked about quite a bit. Can you explain what it truly means to be gifted a bird of prey feather if you were not from the culture already?
You know, for non-native people, if someone comes in, you know, to a family of a tribe somewhere and they build that relationship, then, you know, in our culture we adopt them in. And so when they're presented a feather, that's part of that acknowledgement that you're a part of our family as we are a part of yours. And so it's a great honor.
One of the things that I learned too that I did not know was you prefer to be called an American Indian, which I love, but I just assumed that every tribe was Navajo, and that is not correct. So explain that for me a little bit.
You know, there was over 500 different tribes within this country. Not everything's universal. We didn't speak the same language. Our day-to-day lives were different as well. I always say that some of the tribes were ranchers and some tribes were farmers. And so I come from a nomadic tribe, which we were basically ranchers. We followed the bison, the buffalo everywhere we went. And so they were our source, not just the physical source, but the source to the higher power. Like my people's language came from the buffalo, because no human being's born with the language.
That's very true.
Wow, that's really interesting. And well, Mo, thank you so much for all that you do. The fans, they absolutely love you. Rodeo loves you, and we just appreciate what you have done for our industry.
Oh, thank you all for keeping it going, and let's have a great time. We're in Las Vegas.
Hey, that's right. You heard it right here. Mo brings plenty. Wants everyone to have a great time here at Las Vegas, Nevada for the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. We have more rodeo action coming up, the steer wrestling and the team roping. The competition is wide open with only 3 rounds left to go.
Live is brought to you by Folds of Honor. Honor, educate, unite.
If we've learned anything from the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, it's that anything can change in a round. But one thing that always stays the same is our rodeo fans from around the world. They're always having a fantastic time. We're having a great time here on Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. We got to talk a little bit of team roping. Now, guys, this was the most wide open World Championship race from the very beginning coming in. But last night, and I'm going to go ahead and give it to them because it's Canada night tonight, but the round win were the Canadians Dawson and Dylan Graham. Great run for them.
Dawson and Dylan, you know, he came around there and he pushed the barrier as much as you could push it right here, used his long rope, and then Dylan came over there and just cleaned it up. This was a great run, and the team roping was a little rough last night, but just kidding, 3-9 was the last hole, so it was a good round of team roping, but, you know, these boys, they're excited, and that was their second go-round win.
Yeah, but I also want to give a comment out there to Clint Summers and Jade Corkill. We had Jade on our show just last night. They were the only team to be clean. They still are the only team to be clean, leading the aggregate, leading that world race. But how fast can things change here in the team roping?
Yeah, they can change very fast, but when you have those two veterans right there on top, look for them to stay there. And Jordan, we know that the team roping a lot can change, but those guys have been here. Clint also on the heeling side. There's not many guys that have headed and heeled at the national finals. Clint is one of those guys, so he knows how to handle all of that. So look for them to stay on top.
One of the things that impressed me most about Clint Summers last night, he knew he was late, and so he didn't take a dumb shot. He was like, hey, I'm off the barrier, I'm gonna run up there, clean it up, and then of course Jade did too. So you've got two veterans, and I really think Clint Summers is looking at his first gold buckle right here.
Yeah, and they're definitely playing it smart. You mentioned that they're both veterans. Do you feel like those businessman runs, that comes more naturally when you've got that experience in the Thomas and Mag?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you've been in here that many times, and going back to Clint Summers, he knows how to help those steers position, leaving the box, and Jade Corkill, the veteran, look out, because this team, I think, is going to go get another gold buckle for Jade, and Clint's going to get his.
I agree.
Yeah, no, I think so too. But 3 rounds to go. We don't want to jinx anybody here on Rodeo Live, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop that right here now. In the steer wrestling, last night it was all about Rowdy Parrott. And Luke, you talked about it. It was a top 10 of steers last night.
Yeah, and Rowdy was the last guy to go, got a great start. They had done some good on this steer. When we talk about Crush, the horse of Ty Erickson's, such a great go that he gave Rowdy right there. Let that steer get some separation, and Rowdy was able to get his head moved, and then he throws up the flex because he got the W.
Yeah, he got the W, but the real story, Tucker Allen coming out last night, getting yet another second place check. He is projected number one in the average. Is this kid unstoppable?
Listen, that run right there proved to me that Tucker Allen is ready for a gold buckle, because that steer off the right, a little wide, he had to jump at his head. He didn't catch anything but horns right there. His feet didn't hit right. He had to reshuffle, get things set, get over the top, and still 1 second in the go round. That was a businessman's run, but so aggressive to get the money. I was very impressed with him right there.
And I think we've seen a lot of that out of Tucker Allen this week, you know, and I think people are saying, well, he's a rookie and matured. No, this guy's been around for a long time, so it's been neat to see how he's just crushed it out there and just matured in everything that he does.
Yeah, and you can see right here, number one in the average. He's got a huge lead on him, guys.
Huge.
9 seconds on Rowdy Parrott. If Tucker Allen, I still think he needs to make sure he gets a start and keeps getting some money in the go-rounds. That way, when the 10th round comes to town, he's going to go ahead and strap on a gold buckle.
So, Luke, being in that position, do you back off? Do you play it safe? Do you keep doing what you do? Like, how do you not, bite yourself in the toe?
Absolutely not. You do not back off, especially in the Bulldog. And you don't have a rope to throw, so if you miss the barrier, you're bouncing them off the back end, and that is a tough go. So, yes, we talk every day. I said, hit the barrier, go make your run. That's all you have to do the next 3 nights.
I love this story playing out for Tucker Allen, though, because coming into the NFR, nobody was talking about him. It was all about Will Loomis, even Ty Erickson moving on up to the top. But Tucker, he has proven that he belongs here and that he wants that gold buckle.
Yeah, and Tucker had a great year. He won Houston, and then he kind of got hurt. He was, injured a little bit throughout the year. So anybody that's rodeoed and knows that going out the year hurt, it's hard to keep winning and accumulating that money. He did what he needed to do to get to the national finals. He's healthy, and he's feeling good. He's on a great horse, Banker. He has Justin Schaefer, his traveling partner, on the other side. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun to watch. We have 3 rounds left to go here at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. When we come back on Rodeo Live, the 3-time world champ bareback rider, we're going to break it down right here. His best friend, Jess Pope, he got the win last night.
Lunatic having a horse at Brookman Rodeos. I've never been on her. I'm hoping maybe that changes this week.
We want that one.
I won Nashville's inaugural Music City Rodeo on her. Super electric. I've never seen a horse with so much try.
It just stays 5 feet in front of the chutes and jumps and kicks over its head and make a little right circle and gives you every opportunity in the world to go be 90. So
she's blowing way off the ground. Sending your feet past your head, and all you got to do is put them back. So it's kind of everything a bareback rider dreams of.
Horse leaves there really hard and sucks back underneath herself, stays close, gives a guy a chance to be well into the 90s.
Probably one of the coolest animal athletes I've ever been able to tie my hand to.
Well, Rocker Steiner, he said, I want that one, meaning Lunatic Heaven, and that's exactly what he got for the win in round 5. That horse of the year will be out again in round 10. The bareback riding, Tim, has been so incredible all year long, all season long, but especially here at the NFR. Your best friend, Jess Pope, though, he finally got it all to come together. I think you said on the show, I love it when a plan comes together. What was that plan?
The plan was just get to the buckers. Get to the buckers, get to the E-planners. Those are his bread and butter rounds. He's built for horses like that. He's been on this horse before last night. He was super happy. This was finally the chip and chair that he needed in Vegas. And when you give him a chance out here, he's going to cash in every single time. This horse, big, strong, Jess just picks him up. And watch, this is the difference right here. Jess drags horses back to him. He really uses his feet to bring them horses, shorten them up. That horse normally goes right. She didn't feel like she could go down the pin, turns right back into his wheelhouse, and it was game over.
I love that you kind of mentioned that. When you give him the opportunity, well, now that he's tapped off 88 points, Foxhell Gunner, that's why he is our Wrangler winner's circle for the night. What's going to happen with Jess Pope from now on?
You know, you keep giving him a chip in the chair, you know, like this thing's not over. There's 3 rounds left. There's an average up for grabs, which he's very good at winning in this arena. He's second right now. There's $100,000 in round money up. You know, there's an outside chance come night number 10, Jess Pope's back in, puts his name back in the hat. But I mean, Rocker's got a death grip on this world title too.
Yeah, he does. But let's see why Jess Pope and Foxhole Gunner were our winning ride from last night with AIQ, powered by TWG and Palantir. It was a really big one.
It is. And it all starts right here. He nails the mark out. This horse, once he feels that mark out, he never gives a medium kick. He's hard kicking all around there. He wants you up and out and wants you bouncing around there. Jess is too big, too strong. He can take a shot in the back. He uses his feet better than anyone else. He's just got 2 hammers for feet. And the way he drags this horse back to him, it slows down. You see his neck right there? It never really leaves his chin. He's always looking at his target, and when his head stays down, he can see it. He has more power in his feet, can bring this horse right back to him, and he just absolutely aces this ride.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that with that ride, Jess Pope kind of put his name back in the hat. But there's 3 rounds left, and like you said, it is all in Rocker Steiner's wheelhouse. I say this over and over and over. You can't mess up in those 3 rounds, though. It changes everything very quick.
Yeah, I mean, with these rounds too, this round in particular, coming into their second round of E-penners, this is the round that will make a world champion or break him. This is the nasty of the nasty. This is the strongest of the strongest. These are the most difficult pen of 15 horses in the world to ride. They always leave them to the second round when the guys are most beat up and when the true champions have to perform.
As you take a look at this, Rocker Steiner, projected number 1, current number 1. It is all his. He just has to finish this race. But if you're one of those other guys, what's going through your mind?
I'm just going at every one of them because if Rocker does stub his toe, which we don't think is going to happen, he doesn't think it's going to happen, you got to open up and go get as much money as you can just in case that does happen. If not, you don't even have an opportunity at a gold buckle.
Well, and not only that, I mean, you've got 3 rounds at $36,000 left. I mean, that's more than we get to run at all year long. So these are this guy's livelihoods. And so maybe they're not looking at a gold buckle, but hey, there's a lot of money left on the table to go home with.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Bobby Moe earlier today, and he said that. He's like, the guys are already talking about next year, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. There's no rodeo in the entire country that you can nod your head one time and win $36,000 every single night in a row. That's pretty amazing, and there's a lot left on the table.
There's a ton left on the table. And like you said, these guys are hoping that Rocker makes a mistake. I do not believe he will, but if he does, you can't take a day off thinking that you can take a day off anymore and just get through the round because he has such a lead in the world standings that he has the nullified average. Somebody could win the average, take him out of it, and he's still going to win that gold buckle with his lead. But tonight, these matchups are extremely difficult. You're only seeing the top 4 from the first eliminator round come back, and the real heavy hitters are here to play tonight.
Well, and Tim, quick question, like as a whole, we're on the 8th round, right? So these guys are tired, they're hungry, or maybe they're not hungry, but this is the eliminator pin. So what's the overall mindset that they're looking at tonight?
Oh, it's kill or be killed. If you don't have a kill or be killed attitude, you're going to get fed tonight.
Well, and I think all eyes are really looking at Wasey Shala right now because there are questions coming in. How is he going to handle the physical demands of the bareback and the bulls? Well, he's just shown he gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Right here, this is Zeke Thurston on Big Dance from earlier in the week. That is the matchup that Wasey Shala has. This is the ultimate test for Wasey tonight.
100%. Nobody wanted this horse to come here. Nobody likes tying to this horse. This horse is extremely difficult. For a horse named Big Dance, she's super small compared to the rest of the field, but she hits with all of her weight. She's super agile. The lead changes happen. When they came back in the locker room, they have to manipulate the rounds again. There's 25 eliminators that come here. Everyone has to buck. This was the one that they did not want back in the draw. Nobody wanted to get on this horse. For Wasey to be the one to pull it out of the hat, he's got the one that nobody wanted. He has a big, big test in Big Dance tonight. If he gets by him, he's looking pretty to win his first average title as his first NFR in the bareback riding. But this is the ultimate test to see if Wasey Shala has it in him to get by the eliminators.
Luke, I feel like it's a very comparable situation having the worst steer in the pen. And whenever you got to have that average win, you got to chase all this. You know, what do you do? How do you approach it?
Yeah, you go at it like you do any other rodeo. I mean, how many rodeos do they go to every year that say, I don't have this steer, and I end up drawing him? All right, I'm going to run him. I'm going to try to win something. Now, it's different here at the National Finals because you're in the lead in the aggregate. So Wasey has just got to buckle down and go get the job done. But I feel like he's done that every night.
Yeah.
That's exactly his mentality going in. I'm going to buckle down. I'm going to get these horses ridden. I'm going to go win a lot of money. I think Wasey Shaw is going to cover this horse. He's going to cover him for a big points. He's going to win some money in the go-round, if not win the go-round, and keep that lead in the aggregate.
Well, that's the difference in this round. You said it right there. It's either really big scores or really low scores or buck-offs. There is no middle ground. You either rise to the occasion or you fall victim to the dance partner.
Just like Luke was saying, and I think Katy Lucas said it earlier, he's got a different pep to his step this year, and he's a whole different animal, so it's been fun to watch him.
Yeah, I think Wasey Shala, he's going to have a big dance with old Big Dance tonight. I can't wait to see it. But you heard it right here. The E-Pen is out in the bareback riding. That's a little insider information if you're playing the Pro Fantasy Rodeo Daily Fantasy game. Pull out your phone, scan that QR code, and join all of the fun. You'll hear our picks coming up later on in the show. When we come back here on Rodeo Live, we're breaking down more tie-down roping, and the barrel racing has also been heating up here in the Thomas and Mack.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Wrangler. Long live Cowboys.
toughest sport on dirt, that 8-second ride with the cowboys and girls. Let the
to take a look at some of those awesome winning moments from the summer at the Calgary Stampede. Our Rodeo Live team was there bringing you all that action, carrying it all the way to Las Vegas. It's Canada night, so we're celebrating our neighbors from the north, but we got to get into the tie-down roping. It has been one of the most exciting events all year long, especially here at this year's Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, but back-to-back round wins for Joel Harris. And I feel like we've seen a different version of Joel Harris this year. When he shows up for his interview, he is stone cold, guys. He is really focused in.
He is no longer Ty Harris's little brother. He stepped into one of his own. You know, I'm so impressed by his roping this week. He's pushed the barrier. He's roped the neck sharp. That flank, we talked about it all night long. I mean, this was a stellar run and a hard pin of calves by Joel Harris.
Yeah, an absolute flawless run, other than I thought he missed the barrier, but when he did miss the barrier, that calf was running. He didn't panic. He rode in position, and when he was, talk about lightning down the rope and flank and tie, that was a phenomenal run right there by Joel Harris.
Yeah, it definitely was. 2 back-to-back go-round wins. He's won just shy of $150,000 at this year's NFR. But speaking of back-to-back, Riley Webb is trying to get that three-peat, and he is 1 round closer. Also just picking away at it. He's now #1 in that aggregate. It's a very similar situation to the Rocker Steiner. 3 rounds to go. He just has to finish the job.
Picking away as he runs him 3/4 of the way down the arena and is still an 8-1. I mean, amazing run. This is an amazing athlete, and this guy is just as consistent as they come. You know, and to see this horse, he has so much confidence, and he's going to go and he's going to try to clinch this up at the end.
Yeah, but I want to talk about horsepower, because both those guys, those they missed the barrier. They're running down the arena, almost the back end. Those horses didn't cheat them, and when they hit them, those calves hit the rope, they were backing up, letting them get the flawless flank and let the flawless tie happen.
Yeah, he's on the Horse of the Year, but he's also chasing history. He's trying to be the first guy to go 3-peat. That means 3 world championships in a row since Roy Cooper did it 5 in a row in the 80s. You see Joe Beaver, he went 2 in a row twice. Fred Whitfield, 2 in a row twice. Cody Ole went 2 in a row. Here we're in the modern time here with the great Trevor Brazil, 2 in a row. No one has done it since Roy in the 80s, and Riley Webb, he is on the cusp of getting it done, making history yet again in the tie-down roping.
And since he was a little boy, that's been his only dream and focus, and that's what he's worked at each and every day. Him and his family, all the runs, all the blood, all the sweat, the tears. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be here for a long time.
Yeah, we forget about how young he is. The career that we're about to see is going to be continuing to break the history books with Riley Webb. We're going to be following along all week long as we have 3 more rounds left to go for him. But in the barrel race, we got a new champion in the go rounds, Haley Gibson Stillwell, on this incredible mare she calls Piper. She raised this horse, she trained this horse. She doesn't come from a rodeo family. She lost a stirrup at the first barrel and still got the round win.
She's just been an absolute jockey, and it's just a storyline to tell here of her and her horse. They've gotten faster and faster every night, and it was just great to see her get this go-round win.
Yeah, you can see it right there, that left foot, that stirrup came out. And I don't know if anybody's ever ridden a horse that fast around 3 barrels without a stirrup. It's not that easy, but she made it look pretty easy. As you take a look at the average here, Cassie Mowry also running away for her 2nd world championship, leading that aggregate, and she's also #1 in the world. So we just have to be clean these next 3 rounds. But shout out to Canada's Julie Plord. Katie said she's a Texas cowgirl now, but she's from Santa Claus Country, Quebec. She's got that French-Canadian accent. Her and Rocky, they've just been coming in being clean, and now they're #2.
Well, and you know, for Julie to be picked up after this loss of Anita Ellis, not getting to show up at the national finals, this is huge for her. She hasn't really placed in any rounds yet, but you know, we're all focused on that end, the average title for her, and so that's really exciting for her first national finals.
Yeah, and that's not even her main horse. Her main horse actually had to have surgery right before the NFR because she thought, oh, I didn't make it. We need to do the surgery. Let's go ahead. Oh, whoops. We got to pull out the backup horse, and it's playing in her favor. But I know that everyone in the rodeo community, in the barrel racing world, is talking about Caitlin Scott from last night. She was doing amazing in the aggregate. NFR rookie. Her and this horse have been spot on every single night. I said this is going to be their best first barrel. They hit a bad spot in the ground, and that awesome horse Peanut came down. The horse continued to go and run the rest of the pattern, guys. He turned the 2nd and the 3rd barrel.
I gotta say, just the look on her face, obviously traumatized that hit the ground, making sure her horse is okay, watching him run, but she was so happy that horse finished the pattern for her, and how cool was that? Unfortunately, the ground gave way and hit the ground no time, but
well, and I think for me, she's placed in every single round. This was a disqualified time, even though her horse completed the pattern. and it's just detrimental. But she has such a great perspective and an outlook. She has a smile on her face. Her horse is okay. She's fist pumping and congratulating him for completing the pattern. That's got to be a world record at the national finals for a horse completing the pattern without a rider.
Right, you definitely don't see that every day. It definitely is unfortunate for Caitlin Scott. What an amazing cowgirl, and I think this entire community is going to be cheering for her these remaining 3 rounds. And like you said, it took her out of the aggregate. That was just bad luck. That was nobody's fault. And I know that Randy Spraggins went right into that arena as soon as the barrel race was over and worked on it. We should have good ground tonight. They worked so hard to try to keep it safe. But the barrel race, it's a lot of fun to watch. The bull riding, all the rodeo has been great. When we come back, you're going to find out who our daily fantasy picks are. And we have one of the coolest country music celebrities joining us. Paul Cawthon will be at the desk here for Rodeo Live.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Tractor Supply. For life out here.
Well, the countdown is on. The fans are starting to make their way inside the Thomas and Mack. Got to test your luck out here in the Pro Rodeo Fan Zone. Canada night. I feel like that guy's definitely a Canadian. Watching Rodeo Live presented by Tractor Supply here at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. We have a celebrity guest joining us for our daily fantasy picks, Paul Cawthon. And I don't know if you've heard it, but they have been playing your music all year long, but they've been playing it every night in the bull riding. How awesome is that?
Well, I mean, you know, when these wild rodeoers go out there and they use my music, it thrills my soul because, you know, it makes me feel like I've done something right because they're so, you know, courageous and wild, and, you know, that's kind of how my music goes, so it's been good.
Yeah, they've been specifically playing your music whenever bull rider Kai Hamilton is climbing into the chutes, and you're pretty good buddies with Kai.
Well, Kai and JB and all the boys a couple years ago, we really hit it off, and then we told a bunch of lies one night, and then, you know, Kai won the world going out to Cocaine Country dancing my song, and he's like, well, now I'm kind of, you know, I got to continue to play it or I'm not going to ride good. I was like, well, that's good for both of us, Kai. Keep on using it.
I gotta say, you've been hanging out with some bull riders, but your bulldogger size, they put us both on this end. He come up here and said, they put all the peanut butter and jelly on this end, but yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, we got ham, cheese, peanut butter, jelly. We can sell any type of sandwiches over here,
A little
bud.
sandwich over there to the left.
Well, Paul, you know you mentioned the bull riding, but when it comes to the rodeo, what's your favorite part?
Oh, favorite bull rider? It's definitely Kai Hamilton right now. This guy can't go against my bud. So I think he's about to bring it all home back to Australia, is what he calls it.
Well, and you're also performing here at Rodeo Vegas. You performed last year there. You're having a blast here in Las Vegas.
I mean, I love it so much. I call it a 2-day town for me because if I don't get out of here, my bank account sure does hemorrhage. But it's good to be here. It's always good to play during the rodeo.
10 nights. You're supposed to make it a 10-day town during the rodeo. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Any year that are that tough can handle 10 days here, you might as well just call yourself a rock star.
We have a few of those in the professional rodeo.
Yeah, and I know we're all excited. You know, we finish our NFR final at Resorts World right at the Red Tail, and then you're going to be just right inside there. So everybody will be watching our show, and then they'll ease in and listen to you sing.
You know, we're going to be playing tonight, and I got the full band, and we're ready to play for all the wild cowboys and cowgirls in Vegas.
Well, I love your music. It is so catchy. I can't even say the name of my favorite song right here on TV, but let's go ahead and get into our daily fantasy picks. And we're having so much fun with this. You can be a part of this game each and every round. Over $10,000 payout each round here on Daily Fantasy. So guys, let's get right into it. In the bareback riding, it is the Eliminator pin. We talked about it earlier. Big dance coming for Wacy Shala. That's my pick, obviously.
My pick is for back-to-back rounds win for Jess Pope. This is his bread and butter. This is where he has won his first round. This is where he's won his majority of rounds. He's got a big, strong white horse tonight in Deep Springs. Jess Pope loves these white horses in Vegas. He's going to ride them all the way to South Point.
I'm going with what you said because I don't know anything about bareback, so I just picked who you picked.
Own it.
I got Jess Pope, but when I seen him earlier today, he's like, man, I've been on this horse a lot and had a lot of fun on him. It's going to be a good time in the E-pin tonight for him.
All right, Paul.
Well, I mean, you know, I've got to go with the rock star of the rodeo right now, Mr. Rocker Steiner on the bareback.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I like my odds there.
Yeah, you should always bet on the rock star when you're a rock star yourself. The fan picked Wacy Shala, okay? That's about 29+% that decided that he was their pick. And in the steer wrestling, it's his gold buckle to win right now. Tucker Allen is my guy. We're going to stay consistent.
The 2019 world champion has showed up and showed out at the Thomas & Mack this year. Ty Erickson's going to go after it and get it done tonight.
It's Canada night. You cannot ever bet against Scott
That's
Gunther,
a good point.
ever.
Yeah, this pin of steers is going to be whoever gets the best start. Ty Erickson has been able to do that pretty much every night. Matt Reeves is on the other side, Hazen. These pin of steers, any one of these steers fits Ty Erickson. He's going to blast the barrier, get that steer's head rocked, and look out. They're going to be looking like this to catch that steer out of the air.
Well, I like a lot of y'all's picks, but I've been watching a guy by the name of Will Loomis, and I think that he's been doing a hell of a job so far. And I talked to my boy JB Mooney, and he had to say the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that pick in there.
All right, we got a double pick. You and JB going for Will Loomis. And then the fans, they were with Luke, because Luke is a man of the people. Almost every single time they went with Ty Erickson. In the team roping, it is time. They are on my big game team, and they're on my daily fantasy team. T. Wade and Wesley Thorpe, let's go.
I'm going to do what I normally do and pick at the bottom and split them teams. The first time I did it, they both won the round. They're due again for a split round win again tonight.
I'm going to go with Schmidt and Torres. They have had 2 go-round wins here, and I think they're going to have some momentum finishing this finals.
Yeah, I'm going with T. Wade and Wesley Thorpe. You know, not really in a world champion race, but they're going to go try and get go-round buckles.
Well, I can't go against my good buddy Wesley Thorpe and T. Wade because Wesley Thorpe's a good family friend. I've known his wife and their family for a long time, and, you know, they've been known to win the world, so can't bet against those guys.
I like that. They've been known to win the world twice. You know, there you go. And the fans, they went with Tim. See, you know your team roping, and your team actually is a split. Lightning Aguilera and Jonathan Torres, they get the fan.
The fans know what we're doing up here. They're finally paying attention.
They did rope together at one point. Lightning and Jonathan were a team, so I can see why everybody's getting confused.
Yes, okay, but that's where the fans were thinking too. In the saddle bronc riding, he has been so consistent. He's 3rd in the average right now, but I'm really ready to see some fireworks here from Lefty Holman. Let's take it to the next level tonight, Lefty.
Another one, another right shows up, shows out. He's got 3 round wins. He's $39,000 out of first place in the world. With his 2 brothers having flags thrown on him, Statler Wright is poised to be the next world champion in the saddle bronc riding if he can somehow get around Zeke, but it has to start tonight.
Yep.
I don't know why you think if he could get around Zeke, you wouldn't just pick Zeke, because that's who I picked. Again, Zeke Thurston. I mean, he's changed the game of saddle bronc riding. He's dressed it up. I mean, greatest of all time in the making.
I'm going to go with NFR rookie Q Taylor.
Nice.
A lot because of what Janie had to say about him at the end of the season, that this kid is ranked, qualified for his first national finals, looking for Q to get a W tonight.
He's riding good, too. Good
Well,
choice.
I got to go with the other ride boy, Mr. Stetson, right? I know he got banged up last night, I heard, but he's a tough cowboy, and I think he's going to bring it home.
Yeah, he's going to use that as fuel. You can't keep a guy like Stetson down for very long.
He's going to be just fine.
The fans, they're switching teams over to Statler. All the fans are picking Stetson now. We're kind of thinking maybe Statler, but he's had such a showing, 2 back-to-back rounds, and what a showing for Statler. Right. Okay, in the barrel race. Oh, actually, tied on roping. Sorry, I jumped ahead there. One of my favorite events this year. Breaston Mitten. He was leading the aggregate, and I don't think we're talking about him enough. So that's going to be my guy for the win. Let's get that interview and talk about it.
Well, we're going to talk about someone that loves him some money. Shad Money Mayfield coming back to the winner's circle.
I agree with that. You know, we haven't seen Shad in the winner's circle the last couple nights. I know he's hungry. I think he's going to come back and rally these next 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Shad's in the position where somebody's going to have to stub their toe. Shad's going to have to go get money the next 3 nights. Look out for him to get that buckle tonight.
All right, Paul, what do you have?
Well, I'm going to go with John Dausch here. I think that he is, he's been best tie-down roper for a while. I think that it's his time. I think it's going to happen this year for him.
Hey, that's a good pick, too. He's already gotten 1 round win, but the fans, they think Joel Harris is going to go 3 in a row. Okay, I see you, pro rodeo fans. All right, in the barrel race, we have a lot of horse changes happening around. Emily Beisel, we've seen 3 different horses. She's going back to Liza tonight. It is her turn to get that fast time, to get that round win. Let's go, Emily.
Well, somebody else that changes horses a lot out here and wins is Cassie Mowry, the defending world champion.
Tim is getting aggressive here with his picks,
He
okay?
is a little
I'm feeling
competitive
it. I'm
and
feeling the fire, okay?
I'm coming from the bottom, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll stay there. Okay, my pick is Haley Gibson Stillwell. I mean, you can't count against her twice. She did amazing last night. I think it's going to be great today.
Yeah, what's she going to do if she doesn't lose the stirrup?
Exactly. She's going to be like a 13-3 maybe.
Yeah, let's go.
Janie, who do you think I'm going to pick?
Haley Kinsel, because
you
they're
don't
besties, and because you gave her a pep talk and you coached her up, and now
Right.
she's going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
And she knows where you live.
Well,
Yeah.
I've got to go with Brittany Posey Tanazi. I forgot her. I'm not
You're
good.
right, Tanazi. You're good.
Tanazi. But she's a bad girl, and I think she's going to get it done. Barrel racing's a tough one, but she's going to pull it through.
None of us are on the same page here for our picks tonight, which
Perfect.
is pretty awesome
Neither
for
are
the
the
barrel
fans.
race. I like that. She's a bad girl, so she's going to get the win. So pretty Buzzy Tanazi, but the fans are all cheering for Trisha Aldridge and Audios Pantalones, and I got to say, that's a pretty great pick. Awesome team there. In the bull riding, I kind of knew you were going to be on the show, Paul, so I might have picked this one with a little bit of inspiration behind you. And apparently everybody else also thought that.
Let's go.
We knew you were coming, so we just went Kai straight
Yeah,
across the
Kai
board.
Hamilton across the board. And are you and Kai, did you, Kai Hamilton, and JB Mooney also do some kind of a music video together?
Yes, we've got some wild videos that we've been doing. You know, I did it out there at Bucktown, there in JB's spot. The song's Texas Swagger. It's going to drop next year. Haven't told anybody the title yet, but I might as well let them know. Texas Swagger is coming out, and it's definitely bull riding fun. So I think Kai Hamilton's going to bring it home, not just because he bucks out the good music, just because he's a hard-working bull rider.
Yep, a lot of bull riding fun, a lot of swaggers. We throw it into the Thomas and Mack round 8 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo starts right now.